Some friendships are meant to last a lifetime. Others drift away, not because of a lack of love, but because of choices left unspoken and moments lost in time. This is a story of childhood friends, Leo and Ava, two souls intertwined since birth, their lives mirroring each other like the houses they grew up in. Through scraped knees, whispered secrets, and shared laughter, they built a bond that seemed unbreakable. But as the years passed, life pulled them in different directions. Leo, with his easy charm and growing popularity, unknowingly left Ava in the shadows, while Ava, once content to remain by his side, realized she deserved more than being an afterthought. As fate would have it, distance became both their undoing and their redemption. Regret came too late, love was never spoken in time, and what could have been remained just that, a possibility lost in the past. This is a story of love, friendship, regret, and self-discovery. A story of what happens when you realize someone was your world, only after they're gone. Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment and subscribe for more beautiful stories. Chapter 1. The House Next Door. Leo and Ava had been next-door neighbors since before they could form complete sentences. Their mothers had been best friends before them, and their fathers had bonded over backyard barbecues and mutual frustration at their wives' shopping sprees. Their houses were mirror images of each other, with matching blue fences and windows directly across from one another. When they were 6, Leo convinced Ava to tie a string between their bedroom windows with a pair of plastic cups attached at each end. "It's a secret communication device," he had explained, very serious for a 6-year-old. "We can talk without our moms knowing." Ava had gasped in admiration. "You're a genius." The first message she had whispered through the cup was, "Mom says I can't have ice cream before dinner." Leo's reply had come a second later. "Mine said the same thing. But if we eat it in my treehouse, it doesn't count." And so, their adventures began. Their childhood was full of scraped knees and whispered secrets, of climbing trees and watching thunderstorms together from their porches. There was never a time Ava had to feel alone because Leo was always there. And if Leo needed a voice of reason before diving headfirst into another reckless plan, Ava was there to remind him of the consequences. Their parents would shake their heads with amused smiles whenever they found the two of them tangled in mischief. Their mothers often joked, "Might as well start planning the wedding now." Ava would turn red, and Leo would gag dramatically, pretending to be horrified. Chapter 2. Primary School, The Guardian and the Dreamer. Leo was all scrapes and bruises, always running too fast and climbing too high. Ava, on the other hand, was the careful one, the one who carried band-aids in her backpack because she knew Leo would need them. When they were in 3rd grade, a boy named Tommy pulled Ava's pigtails so hard she cried. Leo had marched up to him the next day and dumped an entire carton of chocolate milk on his head. "You mess with Ava, you mess with me," Leo had declared, arms crossed. Ava had gasped. "Leo, you'll get in trouble." He shrugged. "Worth it." From that moment on, Leo became her self-appointed protector, a role he took seriously. He was always the first to stand up for her, the first to walk beside her when she was nervous, and the first to tease her in ways that made her laugh. She, in turn, kept him grounded. Whenever he was about to do something reckless, she was the one who sighed and handed him a first aid kit in advance. They balanced each other. And for years, it seemed like nothing would change that. Chapter 3. The Shift in Protection. High school changed everything. Leo joined the soccer team and grew into his broad shoulders. He was suddenly the guy everyone wanted to be around, invited to parties, flirted with by the popular girls. Ava remained the same, bookish, artistic, and quietly supportive from the sidelines. At first, Leo still walked her home, still called her when he was upset, still showed up at her window when he needed to vent. But soon, those moments became rare. Instead of watching out for Ava, Leo started protecting someone else, Isabel, the beautiful, confident girl who had the school wrapped around her finger. She clung to Leo's arm, pouted when she wanted something, and, worst of all, shot Ava smug glances every time Leo chose her over their old traditions. Yet, there were moments when Leo still acted like the boy she had known her whole life. Like when he noticed she was struggling with her books and carried them for her without a word. Or when he sat beside her at lunch after avoiding her for weeks, absent-mindedly stealing fries from her tray. Those moments made Ava's heart ache because they reminded her of what they used to be. But those moments never lasted long. And soon, she felt invisible again. Chapter 4. The Unseen Neglect and Loss. Ava started noticing the little things Leo did without realizing how much they hurt her. Like when she waited for him after practice, but he walked past her without a second glance, too busy texting Isabel. Or when she asked him if they could hang out like old times, and he sighed, saying, "Ava, not now, okay. Isabel's waiting." Then tragedy struck. Her parents died in a car accident. Leo wasn't there. He was on a weekend trip with Isabel. It was Ryan, her classmate, who held her when she broke down at the funeral. He was the one who walked her home in silence, who sat with her when the world felt unbearably empty. Leo showed up later, guilt all over his face, but Ava had already learned to lean on someone else. Chapter 5. The decision to leave. Ava didn't tell him when she applied to a college across the country. It wasn't out of spite, it was self-preservation. She had spent too long being an afterthought. Ryan became her safe place, the one who reminded her she wasn't alone. And somewhere along the way, she realized she was no longer waiting for Leo. The day before she left, she sat at their fence one last time, whispering into the cup on the string, "Goodbye, Leo." Chapter 6. Leo's realization and regret. Leo didn't realize she was gone at first. He had been busy, practice, parties, Isabel. Then, one evening, he knocked on her window, out of habit, only to be met with silence. No light, no response, just emptiness. Confused, he went to her house, only for her mother's voice to echo in his head, "She's gone, Leo. She left for college." Something inside him twisted painfully. How had he not known? How had he let her slip away without even noticing? Chapter 7. Rebuilding, but too late. Leo flew across the country, determined to find her. But when he did, she was already someone else, stronger, happier, with Ryan at her side. He tried to mend things, to be there for her again, but Ava no longer needed him the way she once did. She forgave him, but the weight of what they had lost lingered between them. One evening, as they sat under a tree on campus, Leo finally asked, "Do you think, in another life, we would have ended up together?" Ava smiled, soft and bittersweet. "Maybe, but in this life, we missed our chance." Leo nodded, accepting the truth he had been running from. Epilogue. Separate paths. Years later, they met again at a reunion. Ava was engaged to Ryan, and Leo had built a life of his own. They laughed, shared old memories, and for a moment, it felt like nothing had changed. But as they parted ways, both knew, their story had ended long ago. Some friendships endure, even when love is lost. And that, in its own way, was enough.